It's been with Ritter Chilies. I'm gonna do Leviathan Scorpion today. These are Leviathan. This is the one I'm gonna do. It's like a little more caramel. So a couple of things off the bat with this pepper chili is some peppers have trouble with blossom end rot. These actually have a problem with top end rot. They just rot up here. I kind of noticed that with the more stubby Trinidadian scorpion kind of pods. So these are ironically, oh my God, this one's rotten. Wow. Yeah, these are not very good. That is my opinion. Okay, this one actually is not rotten, but I don't think. I'm gonna just go ahead and try this one. If it's rotten, I'm gonna spit it out. I guess I'll just show you the inside since I had to cut it open anyway. So it's definitely a little bit of oil. You can see it's starting to go up here. These are not very good genetics, in my opinion. I've been growing this for like yeah, that was starting to go a little bit, you could tell. This one's probably even worse because these all have this problem where around the top they start to rot. Yeah, this one's rotting. I probably need to spit this out actually. You can see it on the bottom. It's a little bit brown. I have a pretty sensitive stomach, so I really don't need to be eating rotten food if I can help it. So this review will be a little bit less. I mean, I chewed it up decently, but I didn't swallow it, and yeah, I'm not trying to eat rotten fruit. I guess I could have cut these open to see. It's very tongue centric, which is a big plus for me. Quick, bright, and also low rolling, which is pretty nice, but it's like only 20% low rolling. It's more bright, kind of stingy, tongue centric. Mouth is watering quite a bit actually for low 1 millions for sure, I think, I would say. Maybe not for sure, but I think. It's a good burn though. I would say that the burn is actually pretty good. Kind of moving into my mouth now, the front of my mouth. You just don't see so many pods that I eat are so much throat focused, so this is a pretty nice change. It's rotating to the back of the tongue now. Hotter than I expected, honestly. I think it just peaked now. But it's mouth focused, tongue focused, very, very, very front of the throat, back of the mouth, but definitely not a throat burn. So my issue with Leviathan Scorpion is, for one, they're not very big. They're all like this. They're very productive, but they're tons of small pods like this. I'm just not into that anymore. I guess it's good that I'm focusing more on bulbous, but like a hybrid of the Indian and Trinidadian style, which is like a big, long, bulbous ghost. I think it's gonna help, I think, with a little bit with But it could just be the genetics. I don't know. I am seeing that this year some. But I've grown Leviathans now for 2 years at least. Maybe 3 or 4. It can't be that many years, but it's been like years. Every year, I've had trouble having them produce. This burn is actually pretty good though, I will say. I am impressed. This is a solid B burn. It's has a lot of personality. It's relatively complex. It's full. It really kind of fills in your mouth with the burn and a little bit at the front of the throat. It's hotter than you'd think for a pod this size. Definitely low millions for sure, maybe hotter than that. Maybe into the mids. I wish I had like a testing machine or something, that'd be cool, but definitely clears 1 million easily. After that, I'm not exactly sure. I would say pretty sure it clears 1.25 million easily as well, but beyond that, I can't really say. So it's a pretty good burn. I'd say average to maybe slightly below average. Endorphin profile. I'm not really getting a great endorphin kick now that I'm pretty sure it's peaked. I didn't swallow it. Maybe that could taint the review, I guess. But I don't like, it sucks that they rot on the top. It sucks. Because these held on. A lot of times I can tell when they're ripe whenever they just come right off. And these are still holding on and they're rotting. Like, that's just not cool. They're too compact. They need to be elongated and spread out in size because they're too compact. You're gonna see rot with that. So yeah, this is at least 2 years. The first year, I think it's 3 though. The first year or 2, I don't think I had, or maybe I skipped a year. But the first year I didn't have any production with the Leviathans. This is the first year I've had production, and they do produce pretty well. But this is definitely going to be I'm gonna say a C- pod because of its problematic production, and it doesn't blow me out of the water as far as pod shape. I mean, the word Leviathan, it's really kind of signaling a giant beast. The pictures I've seen, they're across the guy's whole hand. These are obviously not. I'm 6'1", so slightly bigger hands, but these are small. These are a small pod. And I've grown enough of them where I haven't gotten any on pheno. None of them have been huge. I want them to be huge if they were huge and long and not, if they were just straight down and huge, which I think is more in line. I think, I might like them more, but I've given them 2 years at least, maybe 3. And they just have had trouble the whole time. They've been a little bit of a garden princess some of the time. I haven't seen any correct phenos. They're too small. Endorphins are okay, but not great. Maybe below average. The burn is above average, but that's not enough to save it. I mean, that's too much trouble. Like, this would have to be an exceptional pod for me to go through. I'm going through with these plants. So overall, I'm going to say C-. Definitely not in the D. I mean, it's not terrible, especially with how much they do produce a lot of pods. But at the same time, below average. It's just not, I would not recommend it. I'm not going to be growing this ever again, unless somebody really puts a lot of work into it and stabilizes these. Because I've actually got them from 2 different gardens too, 2 different seed banks. And both have been disappointing. One didn't produce at all. This one has been off pheno and just not good. So yeah, that's my feelings on Leviathan Scorpion. I really wanted it to be an enormous pod so I could then cross it with stuff, because I'm trying to get bigger and bigger pods. That's really what I'm looking for these days. And yeah, this ain't it. So anyway, that's probably enough on that. I also have a Space X I'm gonna review, which I'm pretty sure is like a peach cross of Leviathan Scorpion. It looks very similar, except it's straighter and a little bit better. It's a little bit bigger. I'll do a review on that this season as well. And if you want to grow a Leviathan Scorpion, I would say grow Peach X, because it's pretty clear to me anyway. I don't know this for a fact, but my educated guess would be that SpaceX shares genetics with the Leviathan Scorpion, and it's more stable, which is insane because Leviathan Scorpion has been around for forever, it seems like, and it's straighter. It doesn't have the top rot problem. I guess it's not as productive as the Leviathan, but I would definitely take that trade-off with the SpaceX, because I mean, so many of these are worthless essentially, because they start rotting before they even finish a lot of the time. So anyway, C- pod, not recommended. If you really want to do it, you could, but you're going to have to work with it for a couple of years probably and stabilize. And I can't imagine anybody would want to do that, because my God, how many varieties of super hots are there now? Like 150, and you could just grow something else. Even SpaceX, which is essentially just a peach Leviathan Scorpion, I'm guessing, and is just better at this point. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Thanks guys, been the Red Chilies. You guys have a good day. Bye.